Hello teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, Alternative Learning System o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Magandang araw! Ako po si Sir Ariel, ang ALS lover ng EdTech Unit. Narito po ako para sa isang napakagandang balita at upang magpaalala na ang kinabukasan ay mas gaganda at uunlad kung ang lahat ay patuloy na mag-aaral. Sa edukasyon sa ating bansa, tiyak na walang maiiwanan sa pag-abot ng mga pangarap. Kaya naman ang Department of Education ICT's Educational Technology Unit at Alternative Learning System Task Force ay nagtutulungan sa pagkakaroon ng ALS Tech Empowerment Program upang maihatid ang excellent quality education sa ating mga ALS learner and teachers. To easily deliver the lessons from the modules and other references, we will provide tablet PC as part of the DepEd computerization program to all ALS teachers and orientation on the use of these packages. To deepen the pedagogical use of information and communications and technology in delivering instructions, there are training workshops on the use and curation of open educational resources or OER, Google and Microsoft productivity tools, creation of video lessons using PowerPoint presentations and KineMaster, and on ebook or e-magazine development. To create an avenue for remedial lessons that is open to all learners, teachers, and parents, we will have the ETUlay free online tutorial and mobile ETUlay, where we will visit remote schools to feature the best practices of our ALS teachers and learners. Sa mga out-of-school youth and adult, laging tatandaan na may pag-asa upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral. May ALS para sa inyo. Ang edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Madlang mo dahil lector pala si Ma'am, nakakagaling na lector sa simbahan. Right? Oh! Yes mo, nakakamdaman mo, ang input mo on that time.
Para po sa akin yung disadvantage ko is yung first, para sa akin yung sinasab super yun po, walang confidence na natin.
So, kaya malabo talaga bilang ano, kaya ginagawa ko, pinalalapit ko talaga yung cameraman sa akin, ganoon talaga yung iba, ay siyempre bawal yung nakasalangin kasi yung live ay nagre-represent, diba? Yung iba kasamahan ko, yung may sa amin kasi may intro skills at may outro. Ito lang. Tapos yung intro or outro, yun yung pinaka-end. Kaya dapat memorize ko yun. Hindi dapat skills, or on location shoot kami, wala sa trauma. Kaya memorize ko dapat yung in How about number 10? Yan, tanda ko na yung mga pangalan ninyo. Ano po, sir? Nerve-wracking. Yes. Ano po, so we take it as a word. Ayun. Natin ay yung pagdudulo. It's my first time talaga. And of course,
Okay na ba? Ayun. Tutor Joe, could you hear me already? Hi, Ma'am May.
Hello po, hello.
Hello. Ayun, ayan dito si Tutor May.
Hello.
Okay
Yes,
na ba
I
yung
can hear
audio
you
na?
loud and clear. Yes.
Loud and clear na.
There you
Okay,
go.
so we continue na already. Thank you Thank you, Tutor May. Ayan, nandiyan na si Tutor Job. Kumusta,
Hello.
Tutor Job? Anong nangyari? What happened ba?
Pasensya na po. Nagkaroon lang din ako ng technical difficulty. Nawala ako
Okay.
bigla. Anyway, I'm
Okay
here
lang
now.
yan. Anyway, we'll proceed the Tutor Job, ano? Kasi
Okay.
medyo ano tayo over. It's 11 minutes. We only have less than 30 minutes to proceed with
Yes,
this. Okay?
yes.
So yan, good afternoon muna sa ating mga live viewers, Tutor Job.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello po.
Alright. Okay, so yun, please share this tutorial session po in 10 seconds. We will count 10 seconds. So please share and send this session to your GCs, to your classmates, to your newsfeed in Facebook. Ayan, so we're expecting full cooperation and participation to all of you. Di ba, Teacher Joe? Ay, Tutor Joe?
Yes, yes, yes.
Tama?
Just like what
Okay.
you have shown us for the past few sessions, we expect you
Yes.
also to be participative din sa ating session today.
Okay. So Tutor Job was not around the last time. So Tutor Job allow us to review us or to give us an overview of the different topics for quarter three.
Yes.
Tutor Job.
Ayan. Okay. Can you hear me po?
Yes, yes, Tutor Job.
Ayan.
Give
Medyo
us a rundown of the topics for quarter three.
Yes, yes. Okay. So
Sige lang.
yung naglalag lang kasi tali nakikita ko. Pero at least I know that you can hear me. So here are the topics for our third quarter. So first, for our first week, we talked about biases and prejudices. And for the second week, last time, I remember you talked about stereotypes, right? And identifying biases and prejudice in reading texts. For the third week, our topic is to talk about the fifth macro skill in communication, which is viewing. For the fourth week, taking a stand on an issue from a material viewed. And then week five, critical viewing, judging truthfulness of a viewed material and detecting misinformation. For week six, skills, listening skills. Seven, types of listening skills. And eight, for week eight, we're going to identify the validity of evidence from a text listened to.
All right. Thank you, Tutor Joe, for giving us a rundown of our topics for quarter 3. So, diretso na
Okay.
tayo ha. Today is week 3 natin ng ating quarter 3 topics which we will be talking about viewing or the fifth macro skill in communication. Sige. Okay. So yun, we have a new presentation right now, no? So our topic is about viewing, but the competency here, Tutor Jove, and sa ating mga online learners is all about there's a typo, determining truth and relevance from the material view. That's for quarter 3, week 3. So ako si Tutor Eddie from SDO Camsur,
Yeah.
and yes, Tutor Job from SDO Nueva Vizcaya. Pasensya na, my dear online learners. Tutor Job is having some problem with his internet connection. So please be patient enough kung medyo naglalag si Tutor Job right now. So nandyan siya at least nakaantabay. Ano po, diretso na tayo. So, ayun. So, hello, Ma'am Remy, Tutor Remy. Thank you for watching us. Thank you very much sa ating mga learners right now. Yan, dumarami na sila. Okay, thank you very much sa inyo. Okay, diretso na tayo. Okay. For our first activity, our dear learners, our first activity for this session is Tutor Joe. The title of our
Yes.
activity.
First activity is called fake or not. So let's
Okay.
identify which one is true.
True. So this is very basic tutor job. They just have to identify which
Mm-mm.
1,000 peso
Di
bill
ba?
is genuine or true. Ganun, di ba? They almost,
Oh.
do they look the same,
Yeah.
tutor job? Halos
Yes,
magkapareho ba
actually in
sila?
face value, tingnan makita natin na parang parehas na parehas.
Yes. Mm-mm. Aden Mark, Christine Rivera, Raffles, Carl, Ma'am Remim. O, sige. Which do you think, Ma'am Remim, between the two 1,000 peso bill is genuine and which one is not? Okay, John Kyle, anong hula mo? What's your guess? How about you, Annalise, Precious, Graymar? At sino pa itong mga nababasa natin dito, Tutor Job?
Ayan, Allen,
Okay.
Raffles, Skylin Key. Oh, meron tayong kasamang grade 2. Wow, napaka-advanced.
Talaga.
Advanced lesson yan
Hello
para
po.
sa'yo.
Sige.
Yes.
O yun, which 1,000 bill is genuine? Yung nasa taas ba o yung nasa baba na 1,000?
Hmm.
What do you think? Alin dito? Which 1,000 peso bill? Yung nasa taas ba o yung nasa baba? Is it on the 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 top 1,000 bill or the bottom one? So the lower one is
Sabi
genuine,
po ni
sabi daw ni
Allen Mark. Yes.
Mark.
Lower
Alright.
one
Tingnan
daw
nga
ang
natin.
genuine.
Sige,
Let's see.
lahat sila sabi nila Tutor Job fake daw. So sabi ni Queenie, lower
Mhm.
one. Mhm. Ikaw Tutor Job, what's your guess?
Tingin ko ang diyan, ang fake dito, ay ang real dito, ang genuine dito ay yung nasa baba din. I
Mm.
could be
So the
wrong.
low. Okay, let's see. So which
Let's
1,000
see.
peso bill is genuine? The answer is the lower one. Tama si Tutor
Ayan.
Job.
Thank you.
He's good in
Tama rin
guessing.
yung
Talaga
karamihan sa
Tutor
ating
Job.
mga learners.
Oo.
Yes.
Di ba Tutor Job, kung makikita natin dito sa ating picture, they both look the same, no? And
Yes, yes.
it's so hard to identify which one is genuine and which one is fake.
Mm.
Unless,
That's right,
what?
that's right.
Sa unang tingin makikita natin, parang okay naman eh, pwede ko na tong ibayad eh. Pero if you are
Mm.
going, how would we identify if this one is fake and the other one is not? Siyempre, ito, okay po. We have to be critical. We have to study
That's
it.
right.
We have to research. Tama ba, Tutor Joe? Sa unang tingin, hindi
That's
talaga.
right.
That's why we have to look closer. Ano po? We have to look closer. We have to research. We have to study the 1,000 peso bill. So ito yung galing na infographics from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. And this is how you will check, how we will check our 1,000 peso bill. So dapat pala, babalikan natin yung kanina, no? Yung ito daw kasi Tutor Job, sabi doon sa article that I've read, ito daw, greener daw tong seal na to. If this one is
Mhm.
greener, this is only one of the many
Oh,
things
okay.
that they could see. If this one seal is greener,
Mm.
yung nasa 1,000, yung the right element katabi ng 1,000, the seal is greener, it's genuine. Okay? However, the top one
Oh.
is not green. Okay? It's some sort of black or blue. So, ganun yung
Mm.
identification nila, Tutor Job. O, ayun. So, at least may alam na
I
kayo, my dear
see.
learners,
That's
ha?
good to know. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yan, just to give you, these are the guidelines or the tips that were given by Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Okay? So ito ay researchable naman sa Google. We have to study, we have to look closer. Yun yung sinasabi ko. It's basically the same, Tutor Joe. The reason why we have that is because it's something related to our present issue right now in the Philippines, in our country, which we will tackle about, excuse me, about fake news and disinformation. Ano po? So these are our objectives for today. Ako na magsasabi para diretso na tayo, no? We have to describe fake news and disinformation,
Okay.
and our students, they have to interpret visual materials and their relations to real life issues, and they have to correct this information found in online platforms, etc. Okay po? So, yun, the reason why yung ginawa natin kanina Tutor Job, na tiningnan natin yung ating 1,000 peso bill is actually an example of ang ginamit nating skill Tutor Job ay
Viewing. Viewing
viewing
skill.
skill. Okay. So, viewing is actually a macro skill in language. Kung makikita natin noon, okay, we have 4 language skills. Ano yung Tutor Job mga language skills na sinasabi natin?
Yes. So initially, in language, they have identified only 4 language skills, which are our listening skills, our speaking skill, reading skill, and writing skills. However, yan nadagdagan because of our development, syempre, sa ating society, we have a fifth macro skill.
Alright, tama. And because of that, 4 sila, nadagdagan ng isa. Ayun, so 5 yun. So ano tutor job yung viewing na sinasabi? Ginawa ba natin yung viewing a while ago? Did we do with viewing? Ano ba yung viewing
Yes,
tutor job?
yes. So the fifth additional skill is our viewing skill. So viewing refers to the active process of attending and comprehending visual media. So take note ha, hindi lang yung nakita or yung attending lang daw to what we saw, but also comprehending what we view. So this includes our viewing in television, advertising images, films, diagrams, symbols, photographs, videos, diba? When we watch drama, when we look at drawings, how you interpret those, looking at sculptures and paintings. So those are
Ayun.
um, yes, those are things that
Yeah.
we do in our viewing skills.
Alright. So visual media pala tutor job is not only, videos or films, pelikula,
Yes,
kundi pati images, diagrams, symbols, photographs, and sculptures are visual media. So yun, pwede natin gamitin yung viewing skill
that's
natin.
right.
Ano po? Okay. Process of attending and comprehending. We will understand yung ganong visual media through the use of viewing skill. Okay? Sige. And sa viewing tutor job, may tatlo tayong parts. May tatlong parts pala tayo kapag ginamit natin yung viewing skill. Viewing skill rather. We have the previewing. What are the things that we do before we view something or a visual media? During, ano kayo nangyayari? What are the parts or process that are ongoing, that are taking place when we are viewing and the post-viewing. So yun, sa pre-viewing pala, kanina, before we view, sabi natin, nag-instruct tayo na they have to identify which one is a fake, which one is true, or which one is not. So, pre-viewing yon. So, the first thing that they have done there is they activated their schema, okay, which is the prior knowledge, and they anticipate the message, they predict or speculate ano kaya yung ipapaview sa amin ni Tutor Ellie or ni Tutor Joe, and they could ask question or they could set a purpose. Nung pina-flash na natin yung ating 1,000 peso bills na dalawa, which one is fake and not, doon na sila, they were able to check their understanding. They are making connections, they confirm their predictions, or they interpret and summarize, or they pause and they review, they look closer, or they analyze and evaluate these materials that were presented to them. And the post one is ito na nga nangyayari. They have to respond to visual text. Ano kaya yun? Given this, pagtingin ko dito sa 1,000 peso bill, totoo ba to or hindi? Is this genuine or not? And or they reflect by reflecting, analyzing, and evaluating. So yun, may 3 process tayong dinadaanan kapag ginagamit natin yung viewing skill. Ano po? Pre-viewing, during viewing, and post-viewing. So lahat, kapag nanonood tayo tutor job ng pelikula, or even television, or Netflix, or anything like visual media, we undergo with these 3 stages in viewing. Okay?
That's right.
And and that is why let's try to interpret tutor job itong next images that we will flash. Okay? So anong gagawin nila dito tutor job?
Yes. So now for our activity, now that you've understand what viewing skills are, okay, so let's try to apply these through image interpretation. So what we want you to do down there in the comment section, write one phrase or sentence. I sorry po. Write one phrase or sentence about the picture. Or what does the
Yes.
picture tell us? Okay.
O ayan na, John
Yeah, I
Kyle,
think you're
Vina,
ready.
Rowena, Isabella, Jessa,
Mhm.
Ronald, Shaira, Isabella, yung mga ating i-comment nyo sa comment box yung isang phrase or sentence about what does each picture tell
Yeah.
us. Okay? Sabihin mo nyo lang kung tungkol saan yun. Okay, the first picture natin, tutor job, is ito. There is no planet B. Ano kaya to? Sabi ni Alan Mark, tutor job, meron na siyang sagot.
No, ang bilis. Sabi ni Allen Mark de Jesus, save the planet. Ayan, what about the others? Ano kayo
Alright.
sinasabi ng picture na to? Or what?
No kaya yan? Ayun, it's
Anyone
all about
else?
environment, no? So, we have to take care of our
Mm-mm.
environment because there's no alternative or replacement for our planet. Tama naman si
Yes, that's
Riza
right.
and si Alan Mark. Thank you very much. Sabi ni Precious, we only have one planet that we could live in. Tama. Ayun. So, yun ang interpretations nila. Sige. Yun, gumagamit sila ng viewing skill. How about this second picture tutor job?
Yan. Sige nga, write one phrase or sentence that describes this picture or tells us the message of this picture. Here we can see, di ba, a boat on what? What does it imply or what does it say? Sabi ni Jessa, we need water. Sabi naman ni Allen Mark, it portrays climate change. Sabi naman ni Riza, it portrays El Nino. And you, well,
El
you are
Nino,
all
climate change, heat
right.
water, abrupt changes. So, possibly
Mm-mm.
it's still about climate change and the tutor job, still about
Yes,
climate
yes,
change. And yun, we have to take care again of our environment. Ano po? El Nino
that's
daw,
right.
all about drought. So yun ang interpretation nila. And because of that, gumagana, we confirm na gumagana yung ating viewing skill. That's why sinali siya doon sa apat na macro skills kasi viewing skill is as essential as the other language skills. Kung magaling
That's
kayo
right.
dito, magaling kayo dito, magaling kayo dito, magaling din kayo dapat sa pag-view nyo or sa viewing skill will improve your viewing skills. Alright? The next picture natin, Tutor Joe.
Okay, here's the next picture. Ayan. So again, down there in the comment section, write one phrase or sentence that tells us the
Alright.
message of this picture. Yan, if you can see, and something is printed on their faces or their mouths. What does that say? How do you interpret this picture?
Ayun, ano kayong mga sagot ng ating mga learners right now, Tutor Joe? Ayun, sabi ni
Yan, meron
Queen,
ng sagot si Queenie.
speak for the truth. Galing. Sabi naman ni Alan Mark, no to racism or honesty. Ayun. So it could be speak for change. Parang may nakalagay na no dito, no? There's a no word here
Mm-mm.
uh, near their mouth and it probably could say tutor job. Sabi nga nila, it could be speak for the truth because they are not allowed the no. They are not allowed to speak. So that's the message that they could
Mm-mm.
interpret from that material that they have YouTube or Joe. No? So
Yes,
there are
yes.
actually
And if
two
you
different
notice,
interpretations. No?
mm-mm, exactly. So if you notice, you have different answers. So what one reason probably is your schema or your background knowledge of the
Correct.
matter, which is what we discussed, right, in our previewing. Diba? We include your schema or your background knowledge, and it will affect your interpretation of this picture.
Okay. So yun. So sabi naman ng iba, no to speaking lies. Tama, pwede naman. It could be one
Mm-mm.
interpretation kasi sabi ko nga, there could be a lot of interpretation in a particular material that they have viewed. So dito, there's a lot. At least
Yes,
gumagana yung
yes.
utak nila. They interpret,
Mm-mm.
they analyze critically what's happening in this message or in this video. Noted.
Yes.
How about the next picture, let's say? Ayun. Ano kaya to?
There
They're
you
pointing
go.
the boys around are pointing their fingers to this particular boy at the middle. What does this tell you? What does this material register to your mind?
Mm-mm.
Ano kaya to? Oh, Ermeline has an answer, Tutor Job. Ano yung answer ni Ermeline at
Yes.
ni Riza?
Parehas sila ni Merlin and Riza. They said it's bullying. John Kyle also said bullying and Sherilyn. Sabi naman ni sa ako, bilis Ayan. Sabi naman ni Ivan Garo, it's racism. Sabi ni Allen Mark De Jesus, prejudice and discrimination. Who else?
Ayun, they answer
See?
racism because racism, discrimination based on color or
Mm-mm.
race dahil black boy siya, black colored
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
human o he is being bullied or discriminated by the white collared boys around him. So these things are bad and these are
Yes.
negative, these are harmful. Wag niyo tong gagawin
Mm-mm.
ha.
Mm-mm.
Na-discuss natin tutor job ng mga first few sessions natin yung
That's
about sa
right.
biases, prejudices,
Yes, yes.
stereotypes, and those are again harmful and wrong. Di ba, tutor job?
Yes. And we wish, di ba? We wish that we could let our students explain why they said racism or why they said bullying. Pero siguro that will be for another time na lang, ano? But yes, what you answered, and most of you, yes, that those are correct interpretations or good interpretations of the
Alright.
picture.
Ayun. So, proceed tayo sa next picture natin. We'll see about this one.
What about
For sure,
this?
nakita nyo na to somewhere in Facebook or in Twitter or in different online social platforms.
Mm-mm.
Pero bakit? Why do they have this? Why do they uh, kasi nag-trending to tutor job eh. For sure, alam to ng mga students natin eh.
Mm-hmm.
So what does this image tell you? How do you interpret this? Sabi ni Riza, ni
Sabi.
Allen, it means standing for truth, no? And supporting
Mm-mm.
LGBTQ and fighting. Sabi ni Riza, it's about hope. And it could be kasi yung ibang mga tao, ibang characters doon, they are kneeling and they are, how do you call this? Yung lumuluhod
Siguro
tapos
parang
they are um,
parang
parang
sumuko na, no?
parang sumuko or they are pleading, yung parang sinasamba nila. Ayun. So,
Mm.
yep. So it's about fighting for their rights, for their beliefs. Tama 'yon. Okay.
Mm.
So bakit kaya ito because uh these are very present in our situation right now, Tutor Joe. I know that because of the many things that are happening in social media, especially in election, ano po, we have to speak on the truth. Okay? Or for the truth, we have to fight for what is right and against what is wrong. Ano po? Sabi niya, tama yun. Sabi ni Krisa right now sa ating comment, doing the right thing even if it means standing alone. I like it, Krisa. I like your statement.
Yeah,
Doing
that's a
the
good
right thing even if it
interpretation.
means standing alone. And this is actually related to our another concept here, which is ayun, sabi dito sa isang survey tutor job na according to an social weather station survey in 2021, major online learners, it does the survey done from December 12 to 16 through in-person interviews of 1,440 adults. This all are representation. Ano po? 51% of the Filipinos say that they find it difficult to spot fake news on media. Diba, imagine nyo na lang ha,
Mm.
it represent the whole Filipinos, nasa 100 million ng Filipinos, 50 million believe in fake news and social media.
Yeah,
It's
and
very,
it's more
very
than half.
more than half. So yun, so
More
we
than
have to
half
know,
pa.
yes, that's true. That's why we have to know truth and accuracy. Kasi yun yung competency natin eh. Determine
Yes.
the truth and accuracy. So sa Tutor Ellie Tutor Job, ano ba yung truth? Truth is reality behind facts. Okay po? Realidad sa likod ng katotohanan. What are facts? These are things that is known or proved to be true. Okay? Angela Banon, hello. Ermeline,
Mm-mm.
Angeline, Graymar, ay Alicia. Yun ang sinasabing facts. And facts are based on observation or research. And it's not debatable. Okay? Tandaan natin yan, my dear learners. Hindi ito debatable. Example, Rodrigo Duterte is the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines. Naglagay ako ng sources dito. Nilagay ko dito tutor job, Wikipedia, Britannica, Forbes.com. Though ang Wikipedia is not very much reliable, pero sabi ko nga, okay, well later on, see kung bakit may lagay pa rin ako dyan ng Wikipedia as a source. Ano po? Tingnan natin. Ano po? So this is a fact. Okay? And an opinion, kabaligtaran naman nun is an opinion. So opinion, what is an opinion, Tutor Joe?
Yes, so on opinion may or may not be true. So this is only an assumption, okay? Or a personal view. In addition, unlike truth, your opinion can be debatable because an opinion can also be false. It's not always true. For example, di ba, when we talk about kanina yung truth, that for this case, di ba, sabi natin, President Duterte is the best president ever. So that is an opinion. Why? Because that is merely an assumption and we cannot really prove.
And
Diba? There
it's
is no
debatable.
way for us to really prove it. Diba? Yes, and it
Yes,
is
yes, yes.
debatable.
Right,
Some
Tutor
people
Joe?
may think otherwise, diba? And some
Yeah.
people may agree, pero not always true.
Yun. So, Tutor Joe, given that, what are the indications if a statement or a material in social media or any published material or digital publication has truth and accuracy? So, these are the indications. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. The same information can be
Mm-mm.
found in other reliable sources. So, if you could still remember kanina, naglagay, I put a Wikipedia Britannica and a Forbes.com that as resources or references because from these are different sources and they have the same statement. So the same info can be found in other reliable sources. Ano po, na-verify natin kahit nasa Wikipedia siya, pare-pareho pala yung statement is a fact. Ano? And the sources used for
That's right.
documentation are known to be generally reliable. And the author, yung nagsulat nun, has an expertise on the subject. And of course, Tutor Jove and the rest, Kyle, Angie, Joylene, anong indicator ng the isang statement or material has truth, is accurate and is true or factual? The material is free from errors. Okay, so yun yung mga indications natin. Okay? So ito yung checklist natin, Tutor Job. Dapat para sa mga Facebook comments baga or Facebook post, ano dapat yung mga dapat checklist natin na wag natin gagawin pag nagpo-post sila, Tutor Job.
Yes. Yan. So here's a checklist na napakadali na nitong list na to. So it's a very para ma-identify natin kung reliable ba talaga. So number one, no to anonymous sources. So if there are no sources or the source is anonymous, sabi nga nila, that cannot be reliable. No CTTO or credits to the owner. So that means when you see credits to the owner, that is simply copy-paste. So malay ba
Yes.
natin kung saan nanggaling yan? So that cannot be a source of truth. Another, no quotations. Okay, no quotations that are taken out of context.
Context. Kasi
Okay,
maraming
so if
ganyan
it's
eh.
just a, for example, sinabi ninyo dito, oo, that's right, that's right. Yeah, taken from speeches of other people, tapos kukunin mo, tapos sasabihin mo, ay, ganito palang tao to, ganyan, kasi may
Yes.
quote kang kinuha sa kanya. So that is a no when we try to establish the truth. Another, sabi dito, no cropped videos. I mean, cropped videos are okay if you want to view it again, but if you're going to interpret the truth just from the ano yan, parang meme lang or 10-second na video, that is a no. So if you want to
Okay.
understand more about it, you watch the whole thing. Another, no to
Yes.
fallacies, no to biases, no to prejudices, and definitely no to stereotypes. typing.
Yes. Ayun na, so may checklist tayo ha. Ito, i-define lang natin ng mabilisan tutor job kasi medyo we have only ample time right now because we started a bit late. Ano, so
Yes.
for sure, alam ng mga learners natin or ng viewers natin ang fake news. Pero alam nyo ba, no, my dear online
Mm-mm.
learners and online viewers natin, hindi actually tama na sabihin ang na fake news because news itself should be reliable and factual. Wala naman talagang fake news kasi
Mm-mm.
news are actually based on facts and actual events. So ang tawag talaga
That's
doon,
right.
may parang namali ako dito ng misinformation or disinformation. Sorry, the second term is
Mm-mm.
disinformation. Ano po? Disinformation. Misinformation yung tawag kapag yung statement is false that is spread regardless if you have intention to spread. Halimbawa, kami ni Tutor Job ay may
Mm-mm.
statement kaming sinabi and nasabi namin sa inyo, may error doon sa statement namin, sa tinuro namin sa inyo, that is misinformation. However, kapag I and Tutor Job has an intention to spread this wrong information to you, that is disinformation. That is black propaganda, according to Merriam-Webster. False information that are deliberately spread in order to influence. Ano may intention kami to spread this disinformation. Ano po? So, ang tawag dyan, disinformation. Fake news, news are reliable. News are reliable, so hindi talaga allowed na sabihing fake news siya. Ano po? Kasi it could be ironic. So, sana malinaw to ha. Pag may
Mm-mm.
intention, disinformation. Kapag walang intention, tapos mali pa ang information, that is misinformation. Okay po.
Miss.
So, ayun.
That's right.
So how to spot this information, Tutor Joe? Mabilisan lang, kaya natin to ng 1 minute. Sige, Tutor Joe.
Yan. So, how to find misinformation? Of course, one, consider the source. Okay? So, look at the source. Eh. Siyempre, dapat pag mababasa tayo, always check your source. Another, read behind. Do not just read the headlines. Pakita niyo yung headlines, ay, oh, ala, ganun pala. No, you read the headlines, then read the whole story. Okay? Ang karamihan to nakikita natin sa mga Facebook post, right? Merong mga post dyan na yung headlines lang ang nabasa natin, ay, ganun pala. No. If you want to know more
Yes.
about it, if you want to find out the truth, you read the whole article, not just the headlines.
Okay.
Another, check the author. Okay? And
Ayun,
of
Tutor
course,
Joe,
find out
ipapakita
if
na lang
there
natin
are
sa kanila
supporting
kasi we're
sources.
having some little time. May technical difficulty tayo right now. So yun yung mga ipahapyaw na lang
Mm-mm.
natin, Tutor Joe. No? So ito yung mga things that they have to remember on spotting fake news. Ano po? Consider the source, read beyond, check the author, supporting sources, hanapin. And the next one is, they have to
Yeah.
check the date also. Is it a joke ba? Tingnan nila. Check for biases. And lastly, Tutor Job, online learners, you have to
Of
ask the
course.
expert. Sino ba yung professional dito when it comes to this field? Okay? So, yan yung spot. Ito yung additional activity
Mm-mm.
natin, assignment, Tutor Job. Ano po? So, they have to fact check here. Ito yung assignment natin, correct statements or online materials na nakikita nyo sa mga online platforms. Pwedeng on FB comments, Twitter comments, screenshot nyo lang. However, pakilabuan na lang o hide the names of these people. You may use memes, TikToks, or video in order to correct this disinformation or misinformation. Naintindihan mo ba? Pag may nakita kayo sa FB comment na parang, ay, mali naman tong kinoment nito, just hide their
Mm-mm.
name and screenshot nyo, tapos gawan nyo ng video or TikToks and memes, and we have to correct them. Fact check natin yan. Okay po? So, ayun. So, napakadali lang. Yun yung ating
That's
topic,
right. That's
competency
right.
for this quarter 3 week 3 session. So, yun po, determining truth and relevance from the material viewed. So, ayun, mag-wrap up na tayo, Tutor Joe. Ayun, thank you very much sa ating mga learners and online learners that are with us for the past 40 minutes of session sa ating ETUlay English 9. Hanggang sa muli, ako si Tutor Ellie. Yun, napakabilis natin, no, from SDO Kamsur and
Yes, and I am Tutor Joe from SDO Nueva Vizcaya.
so yun, thank you very much to you, our dear learners. 3 o'clock to 3:40 p.m. tayo next Tuesday, English 9. And yun, don't forget to also support our English Junior High School ETUlay tutors from grade 7 to
Yeah.
grade 10. Ayun po, thank you very much for supporting us and for being with us. Ayun ha, don't forget to answer your assignment. Thank you very much and goodbye. Goodbye tayo, tutor job sa kanila and God bless. Ingat kayo.
Bye.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!